We are recording officially, and welcome to the webinar. I'm so glad that you could make it. Thank you for responding at the 11:30 hour when that email went out. And it was a great lesson to learn that people, yes, they do want emails and they will respond. A lot of you that responded, I know that you're already set to sponsor a club, or you've already mentored a club. You're already involved in some way, and I am glad that you phoned in. I welcome your insights, and I'm hoping that we can gather some more information from you when I open up the lines of what it's like to be in that seat and be a sponsor, be a mentor, be a coach. I have been in 2 of those positions, and I have helped club coaches, so I can give you a few insights there. And just so you know, for those of you that have just called in, I've muted the lines, and feel free to type in the chat area if you are on the computer. Okay, so we are covering the what, why, and how to coach, sponsor, and mentor a club, plus your best next step in your personal Toastmasters journey. These were some of the questions that came in when people registered. And it seemed to be a running theme: how to increase member retention, how to get members to show up, HPL projects and next steps beyond coaching, sponsoring, and mentoring, what all these acronyms actually mean. What is Toastmatics? How do I sign up? How can I get involved in demo meetings? Dealing with personal agendas and problem people in those struggling clubs, and plus a lot of questions about strategies, ideas, some how-tos. And we will be providing many of those on this call. And I'm going to come back to some of these. We'll touch on some of them in what I had built into tonight's agenda already. On tonight's agenda, I had to add a little Halloween moment there. So there's the Halloween touch. But because this is being recorded, I didn't do the full-on Halloween theme. We're going to cover sponsoring, mentoring, and club coaching, what they are, why they matter to you, and how to connect with the opportunities around you. We're going to talk about the brand new Toastmatics project that Chris Kozakowski is leading and how to get on the Toastmatics team. We're going to talk about how to be involved in demo meetings for your area, other projects and opportunities in the marketing team, and a whole new way to view your Toastmasters journey that's going to help you make the best decisions for you. And at the end of all of this, I am going to answer as many of your questions as I can cram in. I had built in 45 minutes for this webinar, and you're welcome to leave at any time after that. If we still have a ton of questions, I will remain on the call up to an hour. All right, so sponsors and club coaches, oh my, what are these and why do they matter? Well, first of all, let's tackle the first one, which is new club sponsors. Why on earth would you want to sponsor a brand new club? First of all, you will be providing opportunities for more people to experience Toastmasters. Imagine what life would be like for you if you had never found Toastmasters, if you'd never been introduced or had that club that was close to you that you could connect with. Think about the other clubs maybe you visited before you decided to join a Toastmasters club and what it was like finding the right club for you. What was your first impression of some of the clubs that you've walked into in your Toastmasters journey? What was inviting about them? What made you feel that, no, maybe this isn't the right club for me? Not every established club is right for the community that it serves, and there is always an opportunity to provide a new club environment for that community. I've looked at the stats for some of our newer districts that are smaller geographical areas than we're dealing with. They are growing in leaps and bounds. Some companies that create clubs, they have so many people show up that want to become part of that club that they end up chartering 3 clubs at one time. And just even in a geographical area that seems to have quite a few clubs that are competing for members, it's not really a competition because they all meet at different times, on different days, and they all have different people that are that want different things out of Toastmasters. They've joined that club and helped create that club culture for a reason. Not every person in the same community is the same kind of person. And while you may attract a member who's interested in Toastmasters and improving their communication and leadership skills, they might not stay for very long if your environment isn't right for them. So it's really important to focus on what's in it for me of the individuals that enter your club and want to get involved in Toastmasters and really see the gaps that aren't being filled by your particular club. Look at the clubs in your area and look at what other opportunities are there to create a new club that's going to serve these people better. Maybe it's more advanced speakers and really the basics of the community club isn't serving them, but they've never been a Toastmaster before. There's always an opportunity to create a more professional community club, and you can reach out into the environment surrounding with all of the businesses and really push the professional side of joining Toastmasters that they might not see if they walked into a regular community club. So there's lots of ideas, specialty clubs that you can create. It's not about numbers. I used to think, back before I really saw the big picture, I used to think, why would we create more clubs when there are so many clubs that are having challenges? And then I created a new club. I created a new club in an environment where there's actually quite a few clubs in Langley, BC. I created it from nothing. All I had was a meeting space and somebody who was interested in helping create a club there. So I made him sponsor. I found another sponsor for them. I was area governor at the time, and we went about advertising this club, getting the word out, trying to draw people in. We had a dismal first demo meeting with 12 people. But you know what? Every single one of them wanted to sign up. So we grew from there. And it took some time, but it's amazing. Some of the original people went away and new people drifted in, and they were attracted to this exciting environment where nobody was putting on airs, nobody claimed to know it all, but everybody was learning and willing to take chances and risks, willing to try new things. These new people felt that they could because this club had just started. These people had only been in Toastmasters for 2.5 months, and look at how far they'd already progressed. It was very inspiring for new people that were attracted to that kind of environment. It wasn't right for everyone. There were some people that came in there, found out that there were other Toastmasters clubs in the area, went and visited more established clubs, and joined those clubs. So you will get a lot of people shifting back and forth, figuring out what works best for them and matching themselves to the right opportunity. New club creation is never something to shy away from. It will grow everybody who gets involved. You're not only creating a great opportunity for people who've never experienced Toastmasters, but you're creating a great learning opportunity for everyone you rope in to deliver a speech, to take on a role, to stretch themselves a little bit, to mentor people. Everyone that you rope into the great learning experience, and you, as a sponsor, have helped create that. Increase your knowledge of the Toastmasters program. There is so much to know. I don't know if you've been on the Toastmasters International site lately, but it is a wealth of knowledge. You could surf in there for years and never get through it all. You will pick out what's most important for brand new people to Toastmasters to know. And it's a great learning experience for you because maybe you joined an established club and you didn't go through this whole process. You will learn how to create buy-in with people who have never been exposed to the Toastmasters program before. You will learn how to get the yes out of people, which is so important in today's world. And people are so inundated with messages. You will figure out what works, what doesn't, and what you can do better to generate the yes. You'll have opportunities to speak and do other roles. So the CC manual, the CL manual, whatever manuals you're working on, you'll be able to fill those, plus do education sessions. It's a reason to connect with other established Toastmasters in your geographical region and beyond. The new club sponsors get a lot of support, not only from me, but from anyone in the district team, from the area governor, from the division governor that's involved in that geographical region. You'll be connected to resources you didn't even know exist. You receive special mentoring, that kind of goes hand in hand, but I will have a mentor set up for new club, people who are busy creating new clubs that will work directly with you. You create a legacy. You will have special recognition as being one of the people who launched this club forever. You are at the ground roots of this club in all of the pictures, in that first excitement, that first starting moment. So it's a very prestigious role. It involves a little bit of your time, but let's look at what is involved in being a new club sponsor. Well, you create a club from arranging that first demo meeting to putting on the club charter celebration. Depending on what kind of club you're sponsoring, if it's a corporate club, well, they kind of provide your audience right there. You don't have to do a whole lot of work trying to create that audience. But like my experience with that community club, you might be in a position where you're starting from scratch. So all of the advertising, figuring out how you're going to get the word out, roping other people in to help you get the word out, doing membership drives. There's opportunities to get through a whole lot of CL projects for a whole lot of people in creating that first demo meeting. You can you arrange that first demo meeting, you gather the audience, you get the yes, you get the buy-in, you get people signed up, you get them through the paperwork, you get the paperwork to TI, you help the group organize, and you have that celebration at the end that wraps everything up. It can go very, very quickly. So a lot of people are attracted to the club sponsor role thinking, oh, it's easy and it's quick. It is quick. It can be quick. And I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's as easy as the help that you reach out for makes it for you. You get to work with potential members to create the club name, the club dues, the club charter policies, the club officers, the club culture. It's a very exciting time. And it's like giving birth to a brand new baby. And you get to relive Toastmasters life through the eyes of brand new people. It's very exciting. So if you've had children of your own, you remember that excitement? Seeing everything for the first time again, it's an amazing experience. You get to do a lot of education sessions because there won't be people who can take those education sessions on yet. Or you may rope people in from the area to do those sessions for you or with you. You bridge the knowledge gap between where they're at and the Toastmasters international policies. And they will have lots and lots of questions, just like that young child. They will have tons of questions for you. But they don't know anything. They don't even know what they don't know. So it's really guiding them to what is most important for them to know right now at the beginning stages. And you get to be the example, just like a parent. So it really helps you to take a look at how you're showing up as a Toastmaster. Are you being the greatest example? It really makes you up your game, just like being a brand new parent is a reality check. Really makes you check your language, check your attitude, check all kinds of things at the door, and make sure that you are not instilling bad habits in these brand new minds. Once you have once you have sponsored a club, you move on to, okay, that should say new club mentor, not new club sponsor. Sorry about the typo there. Just ignore that. So new club mentor, not sponsor. What you are doing as a mentor to this brand new club that's been handed to you very lovingly from the sponsor is you are going to give that brand new club a fighting chance to survive and thrive. You still have the excitement, but now people are realizing that it's a bit of work. How can you keep them motivated in the work? Well, you'll increase your knowledge of the Toastmasters program from a whole new perspective. You are going to learn how to maintain that buy-in and enthusiasm from this team. You are going to learn how to create a team and leadership mentality, which these are all highly transferable skills into the real working world. They're very important and they look really great on a resume. Opportunities to speak and do other roles are going to be just always there, because you will have people who are set to do speeches who are brand new to Toastmasters and suddenly they panic. So maybe you don't have a speech and it's an opportunity to pop in a longer education session. You'll really learn to work on your feet and be able to speak off the cuff. It's a reason to connect with other established Toastmasters so that you don't have to do so much of that off the cuff speaking, and you can bring in a greater view of what this Toastmasters program really truly is and what's in it for them. So you also receive special mentoring. And sorry, for the people that have just joined us, that should say new club mentor, not new club sponsor. You're going to receive special mentoring from the mentor of club mentors. And right now I am looking for that special person, because right now that's me and it's a lot of work. So I am looking for a mentor of mentors, and I actually have a mentor to mentor the mentor of mentors. So just so you know, if that's an opportunity for you, jot that down. You are creating a legacy in this club. They will remember you for a very long time, and you will have special recognition for quite some time. So it's a very prestigious role. People are very appreciative of you and will always warmly welcome you back into their fold and proudly tell you about how they're doing, or they'll have their own little reality check when you show up and say, yeah, I know you told us to always bring our manuals, and I know we've slipped on that. We'll get back on track. So what does a club mentor do? Well, they help the club officers create their first club success plan. That very first launch. It's like having a toddler and teaching them the ropes. They are eager to get started, and they're starting to know something, so they're eager to kind of jump in there and start doing things on their own. You're going to show them how to do it right. So you were there as a guide and a mentor, not to do the work for them. You will work with the members to cultivate their new club culture, their community outreach message, the system to create new members. They won't understand that it's important to keep that steady flow of brand new members into their environment. They'll find out later why, but also about thriving. They'll create a thriving learning environment with your help. Again, as a mentor, you're not there to do the work. You're simply there to help them to do the work in their brand new club. You show them the way, and then you help them to smooth out the rough patches as they get going and they stumble and bumble and make all kinds of mistakes or run into challenges that they never anticipated, and you can't possibly warn them of all the challenges that are there for them. You will do education sessions, but not those very, very beginner ones that the sponsor did. You'll carry on where the sponsor left off, and you will learn so much in the process of giving these education sessions. It will renew your ability to be a better Toastmaster. You will bridge that knowledge gap. It's kind of like putting that Band-Aid on when they make mistakes, because now they're doing the work, and they're not going to be perfect. They're going to make a ton of mistakes. And as a mentor, you assure them that that's okay. Don't worry about it. Everyone does this. And now that you've experienced this, here's the way you want to do this in the future, and here's why. So you have no idea what they don't know until you get into the nitty-gritty of mentoring and you discover what other things brand new Toastmasters need to know in order to make their club successful. You, again, are the example, but from a different point of view. Instead of a parent, you're more like an older sibling. You're showing them how exciting the program can be. You're letting them fall and make mistakes. You're letting them experience things for themselves, and you're simply showing them what's possible and how to do what they're trying to do even better. So that constant feedback. And towards the end of your mentoring, you will find that you hang more in the background, and you're simply there to answer questions when people will come up to you if they know that you're not judgmental of them, and they will ask you, so did I do that right? How could I have done it better? And you'll be able to give those extra insights beyond what they received in what might have been whitewashed evaluation. Club coaching. So this is the third option to get your Advanced Leader Silver credit. Why would you want to be a club coach? Well, first of all, you are rescuing club members who don't know how to fix things for themselves. Now, we call it rescuing clubs, but you're really rescuing people, because a club, just like a corporation, is just an environment in which people can receive what it is they came there to get. But it's the people within that club environment that are actually making or breaking the club, and they don't realize it. They came in expecting to receive a certain outcome or receive certain skills, and all of a sudden the club can't provide it because it's losing members, and they can't figure out how to get it back on its feet because they were never taught. You'll increase your knowledge of the Toastmasters program from an even different angle. You will learn how to renew and create a vision. Incredible transferable skill, looks amazing on a resume. You will learn how to create and maintain motivation. You will have opportunities to speak and do other roles. You will have a reason to connect with other established Toastmasters in the geographical region, plus beyond. You will be creating ways to get these people motivated and inspired. So everybody in Toastmasters is there to help you. You simply need to reach out and say, look, I've got this struggling club. Can you come in and give me a hand? And you will find the help comes out of every corner. This is such an amazing organization. You will receive special mentoring. The club coaches receive very special attention, and whatever help you want to reach out for, the district team is there to provide. You will create a legacy, turning a club around and increasing it from barely existing to thriving, getting their being distinguished, or better than distinguished, President's distinguished, is an amazing story that club will tell again and again and again. And you were the person who helped turn everything around. They will remember you with love. They will warmly welcome you back into their fold whenever you want to come visit. And as I mentioned before, these are very special sorry about the typo there. Transferable, not yeah, I can't even pronounce that. Anyway, these are skills that you can brag about and will be well recognized in the professional community, because being able to motivate a team and turn it around is a very, very unique skill. Not everybody out there has it, even if they've got their MBA. So what is a club coach? Well, a club coach helps or what's involved in being a club coach? They help the club officers create a club success plan based on a very powerful moments of truth session. So they're going to come in and they're not going to say, hey, this is the way things are going to be. First of all, they're going to find out what's working, what could be done better from the club's point of view, so they understand the culture better. After that moments of truth session, then they sit down with the club success plan, which chances are that club probably hasn't done a club success plan in some time, and this will be a brand new experience for most of them. They will actually figure out how they'll map the path out to where they're going to go, how they're going to get there, which is a very exciting time. And it's kind of like working with teenagers, where they thought they knew, and they kind of went their own way, and things aren't working, and they don't know why, and they're frustrated because they're pretty sure that, they know, and they don't want to necessarily be told what to do. But when they vote for a club coach, it's like your teenager coming to you and saying, you know what, I might need your help. And if you are a parent of teenagers, that just brings tears to your eyes. You just want to hug them and give them the noogies. It's a wonderful moment, and it's a precious opportunity. So here you get to guide Toastmasters that have said, we need help, but you're not going to do the work for them. You're going to help them to do the work. So all of those things that we talked about in club mentoring come into play in club coaching. You're working with the members to cultivate their club culture, community outreach message, systems to create new members, thriving learning environment, doing education sessions, bridging the knowledge gap with Toastmasters International, and you get to be the example. But it's like being the example to teenagers where they really don't want a parent and they really don't appreciate the big brother thing, but what they want is a friend who can come alongside and share their expertise, share a little bit of their experience, and give them a nudge where they need it, give them encouragement, point them to the resources that are going to be best for them, and help them to be able to do the work for their own club. So this is the difference between the three different opportunities: club sponsoring, club mentoring, and club coach. Really creating the opportunity for others to seize on, and you help develop that opportunity into an opportunity that continues to serve the community that club is placed in, or that club has chosen to reach out to. The club mentor is creating future potential for that club. So cultivating that club culture that the members of that club are naturally providing because of what they individually have come there to learn, the goals that they've set for themselves, and how they latch on to the Toastmasters International program and want to make use of it. You coach for performance. So when performance levels drop and that person finally says, you know what, I need help, or that club finally says, you know what, we need help, you're there to help them to help themselves. Toastmasters is your training ground, and as a club coach or a club mentor or club sponsor, you're not necessarily the expert, but you do know where the resources are. And as a leader, your job is to provide resources and remove obstacles from that person or that club's success. So be selfish about your learning. What is it that you need to learn the most this year? Where do you want to be 1 year from now? And which of these opportunities is right for you to get the education that you need, or the transferable skills that you need to be more effective in your life, in all areas of your life? If you're a parent of teenagers, you might want to try your hand at being a club coach, because it is transferable skills in real life as well as professional life. If you're thinking of becoming a parent, you may want to be a club mentor and feel what it's like to just have to go back to basics. Because as a parent, you're going to be going back to basics and helping people to latch onto opportunities, seeing things for the first time. And also there are other steps. If you've been there, done that, you've been a sponsor, you've been a mentor, you've been a coach, and you're happy with your experience there, you felt that you learned everything you could possibly learn, and you want new opportunities, maybe you're right to be the coordinator of club coaches or the coordinator of club mentors. You'd be the mentor of mentors, and I have a mentor for you if you're the mentor of mentors. Or maybe you just want to dive into a brief project. Maybe you're not quite ready for one of these larger projects, and maybe you want to get your feet wet in it. So we've got opportunities within the district. So, just to explain those acronyms, that was one of the questions. What are all these acronyms? Well, on the communication track, you've got your competent communicator, that's CC. You've got your advanced communicator bronze, which after you finish those first 10 projects, you receive for free 2 new manuals that you get to work in, advanced manuals where you can specialize in your learning and get your advanced communicator bronze at the end of it. And Toastmasters has a whole range of manuals, so you can then, after you've completed those 20 total manual speeches, you're ready to get your advanced communicator silver, which is another 10, 5 from each of 2 other advanced manuals. Once you complete that, that's 30 manual speeches that you've got credit for. You would go on to your Advanced Communicator Gold, which really stretches you because you've gone through the manuals that you thought would be pretty easy for you to do and really interesting, and now you're really stretching yourself to see, well, what other manuals would benefit me? And when you stretch yourself in those tougher manuals, that's when you get your Advanced Communicator Gold. So by then, it's like graduating from elementary school to graduate from middle school to graduate from high school to graduate from university. And on the leadership side, you've got your Competent Leader Manual, which you got when you joined Toastmasters. Your Advanced Leader Bronze really stretches you in a few other projects, which your Advanced Leader Bronze is fairly simple to get. And then we see these great big long gaps between people getting their Advanced Leader Bronze and their Advanced Leader Silver. Because to get the Advanced Leader Silver, you not only have to coach, sponsor, or mentor a club, but you have to have served on the district team in some way, shape, or form. You also need your Leadership Excellence, and to get your DTM, you need your Leadership Excellence, which is a separate piece. That's that High Performance Leadership Project. And you get a special recognition for that. Toastmasters sends you a special certificate for your High Performance Leadership Project. But you can do that High Performance Leadership Project at any time during your Toastmasters journey. So one of these other roles that I'm about to tell you about may be an opportunity for you to get that High Performance Leadership Project taken care of, so that after you get your Advanced Leader Silver, you can slide right into applying to your DTM. After you get your DTM, a lot of people go on to other roles. But at any time in your leadership journey or your communication journey, you may decide that you want to serve Toastmasters outside your club. We are always looking for area governors. In District 21 alone, there were 36 area governor opportunities this year. And as we grow, there will be even more. 36. There aren't even 36 people signed up for this call. So if you haven't been an area governor yet, that's an opportunity to work closely with a group of clubs and create a learning environment within your geographical region that all the members can seize on and see opportunities for them to grow beyond what their current club leadership is telling them. They might not have all the answers. So you're there to bridge the gap in knowledge, make sure that they have what they need to grow, and really help mentor in the questions that are asked of the club leadership team. As the division governor, you support a group of area governors, so you learn to lead leaders. It's a completely different skill set, and it's an incredible opportunity to stretch yourself and grow in ways that you didn't realize, discover new things about yourself, and develop a new leadership style that is not only going to serve you in the professional world, but will continue to serve you personally as you help others grow. Then there is the district trio, which consists of the Lieutenant Governor Marketing, that's me, and marketing is a really bad word for it because really it's member services. It's all about supporting struggling clubs and helping them to gain new members, and also to help get new clubs off the ground, help find new club opportunities and nurture them. I am one person. I can't do this all myself. It's not about me doing the work. It's about me assembling teams that want to stretch themselves, want to learn new skills, and I support them. I remove obstacles, and I find resources for them to be successful. That's the role of the Lieutenant Governor of Marketing. The Lieutenant Governor of Education and Training is really looking after making sure that our members understand the education program and all the opportunities it has for them. I'm overlapping a little bit in that role today by telling you about some of these opportunities. I see a note here. I've missed most of this webinar. Yeah, no worries. And there will be a recording at the end of this. So if that's an important point, if any of you have to leave early, don't worry. Jot your questions down in the chat area so I get them handled, and I will get you the recording at the end of it. The district governor. Some people think it's the head cheese, and we actually gave a little head cheese headgear to Chris Kozakowski, who's on today's call. But actually, the district governor should be the first to tell you is the servant of everyone in the district. So really, that district governor is there to remove obstacles and find resources for the Lieutenant Governor of Marketing and the Lieutenant Governor of Education and Training, as well as all of the division governors, and help those division governors support all of their area governors, answering the same questions over and over and over again, and constantly fielding calls from people who aren't happy. So it's a leadership journey. It's amazing how you can transform in a year. You only get a year to do it. Hopefully you do the Lieutenant Governor of Marketing, Lieutenant Governor of Education and Training before you hit that, so you have a whole pile of understanding, background, and skills that will help you in your district governor year. Plus, you know a lot more people than you did 3 years earlier. If you want to know what's beyond, some of you have your DTM, so you've served in some way, shape, or form the district, either as area governor, division governor, or one of these other roles, and you've gone through your whole leadership track, you've gone through your whole communication track, you've got your DTM, and you're saying, well, what's next? 5 DTMs. And they're very knowledgeable about the program. They keep discovering brand new things, and they keep the excitement going in their own way. But if you really want to take next steps and really stretch yourself, become a regional advisor. Mary Morrison is our regional advisor this year. She's coming up from just below Seattle at the beginning of December. She is going to be at our Toastmasters Leadership Institute, which is open to absolutely everyone in Toastmasters, or even if you're not a Toastmaster, you can come to the Toastmasters Leadership Institute. So you'll have a chance to connect with her. If you really want to know what the next steps are, she can tell you. She mentors me. She mentors the Lieutenant Governor of Education Training. She's there for the district governor, and she's helping us with our success plan. We have a success plan, just like the area governor has a success plan, the division governor has a success plan. There's success plans at every level, and ours is really challenging because it's not necessarily determined by us. It's determined by the needs of the division governors and the needs of the area governors and then the needs of the members. So she's going to help us help you. And so please set aside the first Saturday in December. The education will be taking place in New Westminster because that was the best option that we could find at that time for the money. We want to be very fiscally conservative with your dollars. And it's not that far. It's just over a bridge, and you're there. Beyond regional advisor, there's international director and much, much more. So great opportunities. Your Toastmasters journey is going to be whatever you make it. You came to Toastmasters because you recognized that you had some challenges that you needed to solve. You found skills that helped you with those challenges. And the original goal that you came in with, you realized that you need to change that goal. And you realize that you've got this huge support group, no matter what level you are in Toastmasters, that is ready to jump in there and help support you as you fulfill this goal. So we are looking for, just in our district, coordinators of coaches and mentors. We're looking for new club coordinators. We're looking for mentors. We're looking for talent scouts. We're looking for corporate club liaisons, demo teams, people on the Toastmatics team. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And actually, Chris Kozakowski, I'm not sure which one. I'm going to unmute the people that are on the phones in a second and get Chris to talk. And there are always special projects. Some of them I don't even know. You might come up with a special project that will really help our district achieve its goals. And I am all ears. I am here to support you, find the resources you need to be successful, and remove any obstacles from your way. Whatever you can conceive of, I'm here to help you believe in it and make it achievable. So I'm just going to unmute the callers for a moment and see if I can find Chris. Well, you know what? I can't unmute them. Chris, if you're on the call and you do want to say a few words about the Toastmatics program, can you hang up and call back in, and then I will not mute you. Other than that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we have discussed together about the Toastmatics. So this Toastmatics team is not club coaching. It's kind of that in between. It's those clubs that maybe they don't necessarily need a club coach, but they want to know what they're doing right and what they could do better. This will be different groups of Toastmatics in different geographical regions, so lots of opportunities for lots of people. If you know a bit about Toastmasters, but maybe you're worried that maybe you don't know it all, and you want to be in a team of people that also know some things and maybe feel that they don't know it all, but are willing to do their best to look for opportunities for these clubs to pick themselves up a bit in whatever area they're lacking and fill in some gaps that they've got. Being on the Toastmatics team might bridge the gap for you. Also, if you're highly experienced in Toastmasters and you want to provide resources and really mentor groups to be successful, the Toastmatics opportunity is a way to fly into some clubs, spend a little time with them, give your advice, and then leave. Not have to be committed to making sure that they get to the distinguished status. So you're committed for a shorter period of time to that opportunity. And I see Chris is on the line. Chris, are you able to speak?
I hope so.
There you are. Yay, we have Chris Kozakowski.
I'm not quite sure what Carol's told you so far, but we're using the Toastmatics. It's a new program we're launching, and we're using this as a kind of a step in between club coaching, and so it's there to support clubs that may not need a coach as such. They may not need that level of assistance, but they need some help just to really get them back on track, a little boost that will get them moving, and will, they don't need that long-term help. So the idea is the Toastmatics will probably go to 4 meetings. They'll go in, they'll observe what's happening at the meeting, just be there to support, and then each meeting that they go to, they'll maybe take on some roles within the meeting. So they're learning, listening, and observing while they're doing this. And then at the end of this, they will give a prescription or give some feedback to the club in the form of what we're going to call a prescription. And that feedback will help them to improve their club. Because of the geography of our district, the Toastmatics program may be a little bit different, say, in the interior where the clubs are very spread out than it is in the Lower Mainland. Lower Mainland, we've got more clubs that are more closely linked and geographically as well as in terms of maybe networking. So we may have a larger team or larger pool of people to draw from to go in and visit clubs and give them this support, as opposed to areas that are quite remote, and we may not be able to provide them with this program at all, or we may have to modify it in some way. So we're still just putting the final touches to this. It will be launched at the district conference a week on Saturday. I'll be talking more about it there. And we really, I'm just still talking to division governors and finding out what exactly is the best way to support their individual needs within their division. But this is a great opportunity for people who've got some time on their hands. They don't want that long-term commitment. They just want to have a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity and a means of giving back and helping and supporting another club.
All right. Excellent, Chris. So if you have any questions, feel free to jot them in the chat area. And for the other 2 people that called into the call, unfortunately, you won't have that option. But certainly, if you email me after the call, I will pass those on to Chris if you don't have her direct email and make sure that you get those questions answered. District 26 is also implementing their own version of it. So a number of districts have latched on to this, and I am so grateful that Chris brought it to District 21. She really had a heart around starting this toward the end of last year, but just with everything going on, there was no time. So take advantage of this. This is even available for those clubs who, hey, they think they're doing okay, but they're interested in what they could do better. So we can get the Toastmatics to come in even to those clubs that maybe have 18, 19, 20 members and just see what opportunities there are that they might not be aware of. If you want to be on that team and you want to learn, you will learn from some of the best, and you will be mentored by Chris Kozakowski, who is absolutely an amazing mentor. She has been a tremendous mentor to me as well. So what was on tonight's agenda was sponsoring, mentoring, and coaching. We went over that. We went over the Toastmatics. We didn't talk about how to be involved in demo meetings in your area. And I'm going to cover that in a moment, but we did cover your Toastmasters journey, which links into this, and making the best decisions for you. Sometimes you just want to get through maybe more speeches, have an opportunity to stand up in front of a different audience other than the audience you see every week, and get a different experience in Toastmasters. So if you have a speech that has been a really great speech for you, and you want to test that out in front of another audience, generally, if you reach out to other clubs, they might have a speaker spot available for you on any given week. But certainly, if you have a speech that you are polishing and you want to take that to another opportunity, here's an opportunity to shine in front of a group of people who are brand new to Toastmasters. What kind of speeches that we want at these demo meetings are a little bit more polished, but still in the 5 to 7 range, 5 to 7 minute range. They are a demonstration of what these people can become. So we don't want someone brand new doing an icebreaker speech at a demo meeting. That just doesn't work. Because why would they join Toastmasters if this person is the same as them? Or you've got to keep in mind that there might be some slightly more experienced people who have some skills, and they're going to take a look at this person stumbling through a brand new speech, and they're going to go, oh yeah, no, this isn't the right environment for me. You don't want to turn off those people. Polish a speech if you want to give it at a demo meeting, and then wave your hand madly at me and say you're ready. So I'll match you up with opportunities that are in your geographical region. I'll connect you to the people involved. But yes, if you want to be in a demo meeting, contact me and say, throw me in whenever there's an opportunity. I found out about a brand new way to have demo meetings that's incredibly effective that you can do with just 3 people. And so that's a less of a tax on our resources. We're going to be scrambling less doing this method, and it's almost a 1-to-1 conversion ratio. So everyone who shows up at that demo meeting that goes through this process is pretty much guaranteed to sign up. And I'm very excited to launch that. I will train you in that if you want to be on a demo team. But also I am looking for a coordinator, a new club coordinator who will coordinate those demo opportunities instead of it always being me. If that's you, tell me. And that's part of the other projects and opportunities in the marketing team. I listed a few, and so you got an overview. I will have a table at the fall conference. If you are coming to the fall conference, come visit me and talk to me. Let me know what your next step in your Toastmasters journey is, what you want to learn, and what you can bring to the table, and I will help you match up with the opportunity that is right for you. So I haven't seen anybody jotting any questions in the chat area, but some of the questions that you had originally asked, here's your cue. If you have a question, now is the time to chat it in, or to type it in that chat area. So some of the questions that came up when you registered: how to increase member retention? And that goes hand in hand with how to get members to show up. Every 6 months, your members will give you a report card. If they are not growing, they will question that membership fee and their time. It's more than just a simple monetary investment. How many people go to Starbucks every day? They spend far more on Starbucks than they do on a membership for 6 months in Toastmasters. So it's not really the money. What it is value for their dollar. So if you want to increase member retention, you constantly have to be doing your moments of truth. And this is where I'm overlapping with the Leggett, because that's what the Leggett is saying. Do your moments of truth. You should be doing the moments of truth at least twice a year. We'll come up to a moments of truth opportunity in January, where it's the beginning of the year and everybody's renewed. Everybody wants to get back on track after the Christmas craziness, and they're focused on what's in it for me. That's an ideal opportunity to take a report card, take a snapshot of where your club is at and how it could be better. And just remember that your membership changes dues period after dues period. You constantly have new people coming in, and you have people leaving for various reasons that are right for the individual to move on. So what started out as your club culture may, a year later, not be right for the people who are now currently in your club. What do these members want? Remember, it's members that make the club, not the club that makes the club. So it doesn't have to stay static. Your club culture can constantly be changing and evolving into something different to serve the members that you currently have. That is how to get members to show up. Also, connecting them, and you can do this as a high-performance leadership project, actually, is forming a committee that contacts people who miss a meeting, especially people who miss 2 meetings in a row. how great is it when you get a phone call from one of your fellow members that says, hey, I missed you at the last meeting and I was worried about you. Just want to make sure that you're okay. When people realize that they are missed, they will be less likely to get into the habit of missing meetings because they don't want to. So get members to show up, make sure that the what's in it for me is in place for them. If they haven't established goals for themselves, do they have a mentor to help them establish goals? Maybe I know that a couple clubs, I know Brett O'Reilly's club is setting up a whole mentor project. So that's a high performance leadership project in itself. There are tremendous opportunities for you to get that leadership excellence paper that you need to get your DTM that goes along with submitting your Advanced Leader Silver and your Advanced Communicator Gold at the end of it all. It's a matter of looking at your club and figuring out what you can do. What are the possibilities? Do what you can. Figure out the learning that you want and take advantage of the opportunity that your club provides for you to get. Try some things. Figure out what works, what doesn't, what you would do better next time. It's not like you're collecting a paycheck. You can't fail. Any failure is simply a learning opportunity when you reach out to your fellow club members and go, well, that didn't work so well. What could I have done to improve this? And they will brainstorm with you. So it's a great learning opportunity for everyone. Never be afraid to try something in Toastmasters. It's Toastmasters. So what is Toastmatics? We covered that. We covered the acronyms. We covered the next steps. How do you sign up? I can't stress it enough. Contact me. I want to hear from you. Never feel that you're inundating me when you're offering your help. Oh my goodness, I'm pulling my hair out trying to find club coaches for all these club coach opportunities. So if you feel that that's your next step, the club coach opportunity, just so you know how long you are committed for, you want to get them to distinguished club status. That status is determined on June 30th. So you're taking them through making sure that they know the ropes and they don't backslide after you're gone. You want to take them right through electing their new club officers and making sure those new club officers get off on the right foot. And then June 30th, they are distinguished or better, and your job is done. What happens if they aren't? You get another year at it. So maybe for you, it's going to be 8 months. Or maybe for you, it's going to be a year and 8 months. It's all up to how well you do between now and the end of the year. Okay, so for the club sponsor, I told you that can be a very short time, or it can be many months. It depends on how quickly you can get that club up and running and chartered. And then you stick with them to plan that charter celebration meeting. You're there for that charter celebration meeting where, by the way, I've got a special incentive for new clubs that charter before March 15th. So if you're thinking that this might be a great opportunity, there's a goal for you. Charter a club before March 15th, and they will get a banner. So that's your involvement in sponsoring. Your involvement in mentoring, it says 6 months to a year at Toastmasters International. But what we found is you really need to stick with that club to get them through their election of their new club officers in June, and make sure that those club officers get to training and and you answer all their questions and there are no obstacles. They are able to do their jobs. Commit yourself for a year when you decide to be a club mentor. 6 months is not enough. Yes, you can get a piece of paper to say you did it, but you haven't really done it until you know that that club is self-sufficient. Those are the commitments. I've gone over the opportunities. Hopefully you've connected yourself to the what's in it for me, and you know what to take action on after this call. Dealing with personal agendas and problem people in struggling clubs. This is a huge, huge issue. one that people who decide to be club coaches are going to get special training on. I do not have time to cover this today in today's call, but if there is enough interest in this subject, I will put together a special training call specifically on this issue. And it will be a training call that I will invite all the current club coaches to, plus anyone who's interested. So let me know after the call. Just email me and say, yes, this topic is of interest to me. Please do have this topic. And I'll put together a similar webinar to this. So hopefully you've gained some insights. When you take advantage of these opportunities, you will gain strategies that you can take back to your own club and use. You will get new ideas not only from me or whoever is your coordinator, but you will get ideas from the people that are in these clubs themselves in your brainstorming sessions. Again, you will gain all kinds of how-tos as you reach out to different people in our district to get answers, and they leap in to help you out however they can. I'm here. Your district governor is here. Your lieutenant governor of education and training is here. This is why we are here. Reach out to us. Put us to work. There are some of you that I receive calls from almost daily. If a week goes by and I haven't heard from you, I'm wondering what's wrong. And you know who you are. And I appreciate you beyond what you can imagine, because you know what? You're figuring out what you don't know, and you're reaching for the right information so that you teach other people the right way, so they don't have to come to me or whoever takes this position later on and ask the same questions. I will support you however I can, and so will the rest of our district team. That is my last little bit of information for you. Again, Toastmasters is your training ground. If you're hesitating on these opportunities, ask yourself why. Why? This is your opportunity to make mistakes. They're not mistakes in Toastmasters, they're learning opportunities. Be selfish about your learning. That's straight from our past international president, Pat Johnson. You can quote her. Be selfish. Where do you want to be this time next year? What do you need in your toolkit? How can you get that tool? And reach out to me, Carol@getthrival.com. I'm here for you. Thank you so much for your time, for being on this call. Not seeing any questions in the chat area, I'm going to assume that I've got all your questions answered. If more questions pop into your head, email me, and I will answer them one by one. I will be reaching out to you about the opportunities that you said that you were most interested in, and verifying that that's really what you're interested in, plus asking you a few other questions so that I make sure that you get whatever resources you need to be successful in those opportunities. I see a message from Lisa. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for the work that you are willing to do for your fellow Toastmasters and for yourself. The more you do for yourself, the more you will be equipped to do for others.